So, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the new episode of ASL Podcast, and this is me, the host, Ananda, and we are back again after a week. So, yeah, on our right side, you can see Himal, and on the bottom side, Chris is there having some Doritos, and yeah, so. I got this buff from my company, so I'm flexing this out. Looks like I'm about to go and rob a bank. Hey, what's up? Or like I'm a rapper, yeah. Or maybe one could say Sapri as well, but I don't mind. So, with that being said, this is episode 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
014.
yeah. So 014, we've come a long way
Mhm.
around. So yeah, just for information, we'll be doing next pod on time, and then we might be on a break. So just a heads up, because we cannot give you surprises by having unexpected breaks. So anyway, with that being said, we'll just dive into the weekly recap, and then we'll go into the usual subtopic of the pod. So, yeah, Himal, how has your week been, mate?
Why is always me in the
All right, then
first
we'll
round,
go
right?
with
Come on, we
Chris.
can
Me
start
as
with
a
Chris
host, I
this
don't
time.
mind.
Yeah.
We'll go with Chris.
Look, I was wondering why you were wearing the thing, but I got to know just now that your company gave it to you. So yeah, great work, man. But I'm here with my new setup, new layout, whatever, because the lighting is more greater. I look more fair for some reason. Well, yeah, but like talking about this past week. It hasn't been much. It was my first week of college. It was pretty monotonous, I would say, like pretty much like how Ananda's week goes by, right? But one of my one of my Bangladeshi friends, he brought badminton from his home country. So we play badminton here, and we have created a club, UNO Badminton Club. It's not an official club yet, but we started playing badminton, and we are making other white people and black people here play badminton. So yeah, why not?
White
It
people and
sounds
black
racist over
people.
there.
Yeah,
You can
bro.
say everyone, or like you can say people around here. Why do you mention like white people and black people?
Because no, I couldn't say Americans because there could be some Hispanic Americans. Like what our friends, the white and black
America is
friends, we
different,
play.
Anand. America is
Yeah,
different.
America is
It's
different,
out
man.
of
We
the
don't, we
world,
don't
you know.
understand
Yeah,
what
America
the
is
hell does
different because
Hispanic mean.
Chris identify himself as a border, you know.
Well, guys,
Oh,
Chris is a border.
guys, there is a
Yeah.
oh yeah,
really,
in that
really
context,
interesting development
uh,
out there in the United States of America. Do you guys know what
oh
Trump said in his inauguration ceremony or whatever? He said there will be only two
yeah, yeah.
genders in the US. This is definitely going to be an interesting thing. So we'll get back to this later on.
Yeah,
But
and
for
I
now,
feel I feel sad for Chris too,
yeah,
I
because
feel sad
definitely.
for
now
him all.
Chris, yeah.
I mean, Chris is
But you know what? Um, yeah, you know what? Putting that aside, I think that was pretty much the week. It's been going great. Doing some research, doing continuing our CCNA, but there is one of my peers who is doing CCNA with me who just does not have the motivation to wake up early and do stuff. So yeah, I'd not like to talk about him more, but yeah, moving on. Himal, how's your week been, man?
Yeah, all good. And then I've got a tutor of CCNA too. He's a dickhead, you know, and he forced me a lot. And then like he sleep 16 hours a day, and he asks me to sleep 4 hours and do classes on time. And I don't know how to confess him about this thing, but still, I'll let him know with the poll after I will send him the link.
Yes,
So
who is that?
moving forward, I have
maybe,
also started doing
maybe,
CCNA.
maybe the people
Yeah.
they're talking about are already in the pod. Is not are.
Okay. Then it's easy for me. So
Yeah.
if my tutor is here in Paul, it's easy for me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like my week has been a bit different. I have got stuff to share. So one of my friend he left for Sydney. He moved to Sydney. Who used to live here and study here. So my only friend in Australia is no more here in Perth. So it means I'm all by myself again. And then other thing, and then as soon as he leaves, I started living on my own. Like I went to the solo hike yesterday, and it was amazing. So it was super hot, but still it was amazing. So for your information, it was 43 degree, and but still I make it. Like, I was like, yeah, let's go and make it, huh, baby. And then just went out, get a video. Yeah, I'll be uploading that soon on YouTube because on
Ooh.
between I got lost while returning back home. That's why we couldn't do the pod last night. And then
Mhm.
other
Good job,
than
mate.
that, what's the new thing? Yeah, new thing is like my uni. They like they what do I say? Like yeah, they distribute or like they what? They announce the fee structure and then like fee structure for the 3 units is like more than 10,000. I fucked up miles and then like oh my goodness. I was happy at the first time. I was like, oh only 10,000 and then I was like, oh yeah, I saved $3 or $4,000 and then like when I see in depth it was only for 3 units. So it will be almost 14,000 for me, which is quite a lot. So other than that, it's normal. Himal is always doing great. Let's just start the pod.
I mean, I also would want to share my week, right? So
Okay, I forgot. I thought like you already shared, and then we're giving our weekly recap.
from my side, nothing special, man. Like we had some exams going on around, and like there was this student who literally, so here's the deal. The teachers uh, in some of the classes shared sample questions to the students, and there was this student who
And
said that
then
this got unfair and stuff, and this should not be happening. Only some students are getting sample questions, some students are not. And then he literally mailed every single person in the college sharing those sample questions and asking for fairness and all, and that led to one of the exams being we had to give a re-exam yesterday. It was meant to be a leave, but yeah. For the first exam, it took me 15 minutes. For the second one, like for the re-exam, it took me like 20 to 25 minutes. But yeah, definitely not worth going to the college just for the sake of giving the same exam again. That was the only thing that was pretty, interesting. Not
dude,
not really interesting,
that
but
guy should be crazy. The
I
guy
mean,
who created all this mess should be crazy.
yeah, like
I,
why
I
would
got
someone
like I got glimpse of my old days.
why would someone do that?
Old me.
Like
Yeah.
in bachelor's, man. Like this is
Hmm.
not a school,
Yeah.
and
He
yeah,
might be from the plus two background, Ananda. Just leave it.
yeah. I mean, everybody's from plus two background. I doubt there are really any A level
Okay.
students out there because all
Okay.
A
Then
levels.
what else you can see from these people?
I mean,
What
we
else,
have
Ananda?
majority audience of plus two, mate. Don't get personal. Come on, mate.
Okay, sorry, audience. Sorry from the bottom of the heart. We
I
do
mean,
support plus two. We support Prithviraj and Saha. Yeah.
we cannot generalize, because there are people like Chris as well from the plus two background, but there are people like,
Hmm?
uh, I mean, there are lots of people, so yeah, we cannot generalize.
Every other
So,
guy except
I don't know.
Krish.
and even,
You could have said like, yeah, there are white people doing plus two and there are black people doing plus two. You could have
yeah,
said this and
I mean,
it would
yeah, as
sound
a
good.
host, I'd like to apologize on behalf of Himal, for trying to slaughter plus two. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
And
With that
also,
being
like,
said, I mean,
while we're in the, uh-huh. Sorry to interrupt, but
Okay,
while
why
we're in
not?
the topic
Why
of,
not? Why not today we discuss about the education system. Compare our education system to the A levels or like other random education
that's
system out there in the globe. Like this will be more
that's
fun, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
that's a good
sure.
idea. But before that, okay, I'd like to add a little bit. That is like today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and he played a huge role in ending racism here. So, and
And
like
you ain't
tomorrow,
starting racism on that day. Come on, Chris. You should you should feel some like
no,
Feel
no,
ashamed.
but the thing is like. See, New Orleans is a super hot place, and tomorrow it's about to snow, man. Like, according to the weather forecast, it has, I don't think it has snowed for the past how many decades here, but due to the whole climate change and thing, it looks like it's gonna snow tomorrow, and I'm really hyped up for it, man. And we also have a break tomorrow, so we will not be attending physical classes. We will be having online classes because of the whole winter storm thing. So, man, climate change is real, guys. Especially here in the US, you can see the effect everywhere. I feel like climate change
Yeah,
is real.
somewhere fire, somewhere snow, somewhere black
Yeah,
people,
it's like
somewhere
punk
white
hazard
people.
in
Yeah,
One
we can.
Piece.
Yeah, punk hazard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's it's also a really interesting thing Chris brought up. Like at this point, my head is spinning on what we should be talking about, whether it's climate change or whether it's Donald Trump or whether it's education system. But yeah, a really interesting topics you guys brought up. But like Chris, in terms of the climate change effect you mentioned, it's not only the U.S. I mean, in the upper part of in the Himalayas of Nepal. Uh, I read a news like a couple of days ago which said that that a glacier literally shrank by 30% in the last 20 years or something, and it might disappear. So yeah, it's not only the US, the climate change is definitely affecting us as well.
Oh,
And mostly the
wow, that's
primary effect of climate change is basically the Himalayas and the sea. So yeah, in between the US is yeah getting affected. Yeah, that makes sense because there are so many industries and we are being indirectly affected because Nepal doesn't produce a lot of carbon gas, right? And Nepal is carbon negative, I guess. So yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
yeah, Himal.
Yeah, like I think we should talk about the education system today.
Yeah,
As
sure.
we are more capable, we can even start a debate, you know. So we can get like more intellectual thought or like more realistic scenarios from Nepal and then even from Australia now or
Yeah,
US now.
yeah, that's a
So
really
it will
interesting
be
point, Himal.
easy.
So maybe I would like to start this with yeah, so guys, we'll be diving into the education system topic, and with that being said, I'd like to start with Chris, asking him the most important question, and that is, what changes did you notice in the studies of plus two Nepal and in the studies at the United States? What difference that you felt?
You I know,
Oh my
Ananda,
God.
you're really bad host. When you were starting with weekly recap, you should have started with Chris, and then like you started with me, and then when you have to start with me, you started with Chris.
No,
So you
Himal,
have no lot of
because
like
I mean
Same
sense
you
of.
thing, man.
I assume that you
You're
would not.
asking a wrong guy.
No, no, no. Why it's important to ask Chris is
I
because
started the
there
weekly
is
recap,
difference.
so
I mean, why I
yeah.
chose Chris is because there is difference in Chris, the way Chris studies, right? Because for you, like, it's the same. So what would you say? What difference did you notice? Because it's the same, like the way you studied in
Ah,
ALS and the way you studied
okay,
in
okay,
Australia is
okay,
the same. But for Chris, it is different,
okay.
right? So yeah, starting with you, Chris,
Hmm.
what difference did you notice in your studies at Nepal and the United States?
Like it's a whole lot different than what anyone imagines. Like, up to some extent, yeah, A levels is pretty much similar to what the US education system is here, right? Like, not exactly, but in a practical sense, yeah, they are similar. But compared to plus two, man, it's a whole different league. Like, looking back at the days when I had to study 8 subjects for a day, and even on a single subject, I used to have like 20 chapters. Like, just giving an example, like, I have to study calculus here, right? And the only math course that I have to study is calculus. And even within calculus, it's just a portion of calculus that is just integration for now, right? But in plus two, what we used to do is we used to do the same calculus that we did that I'm doing right now. So that means that either the US education speed is lacking or Nepal is far ahead or something. But
No, Nepal is
like,
far ahead. Like they're like you know putting a lot of pressure into a
uh,
single
I
student
mean,
or
it's
what.
not
Like I
showing
don't know.
up, but it's not showing up, but the education system is far ahead in Nepal. And on top of all the advanced courses that they have, they all try to squeeze it in inside a like a 20-year-old, not even a 20-year-old, like an 18-year-old youth,
Oh,
you know? Yeah,
16.
I mean,
16-year young man
there,
can be
there,
too.
there, there is
16-year
an
right?
young
there
boy.
is an argument, Chris. Actually, what the hell is this balloon? Yeah. So actually, the thing that you brought up was maths. Maths is only the exception, actually, where like Asian studies is better than the Western education because maths is basically just do it, mind. You know, it's like you cannot memorize maths, so it is different because they teach you a lot of things, and always Asian maths is always like it is literally a stereotype. If you're Asian, you're good at maths. Why? Because yeah, they teach better maths, they teach more maths in Asian, countries than in the Western countries or whatever. Because when we studied A levels, in our we didn't have to study read at all anything for maths in grade 11 AS because everything that was in the syllabus we already covered up during the optional maths of maybe class 9 or 10. So the only
Yeah.
different thing was
Yeah.
differentiation and integration for the whole year. So yeah, in terms of maths, it is different, but maths is an exception, and we gotta talk about the other things than maths.
Yeah, but like still, even in maths, right? Like, see, intelligence and like mental or emotional well-being are two different things, right? And like, yeah, like the Asian kids are probably smarter, but like looking at their mental health or the situations that we see, right? Like how the students are struggling with this and that and all the suicide things, you know? But like looking at it from that standpoint, like you can definitely tell that, yeah, you like the students from America, they could be a little less intelligent, little less practical, but they are living their best life, you know, like mentally and emotionally. So that could be one aspect. But yeah, like comparing it with other subjects too, let me think of some example. Okay, so one of the key differences that I could like point out with Nepalese study and here is that in the whole, I mean, it could be because we studied till grade 12, where the whole curriculum is standard, right? So you cannot have the liberty to choose your own course. But I don't know about the high schools here, but in the university, we are allowed to choose whatever we want, study whatever we want. See, even me, I'm studying literally anthropology, man. Who studies anthropology, you know? You want to
In
say something?
in A levels, we can choose anything we want. There is no like science or non-science. We can study business, physics, chemistry as well. We can study art and
It's up to you and
maths
your
and
interest.
computers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like we do have the freedom to choose.
But yeah, okay. So comparing A levels with plus two, right? So in plus two, we do not have the liberty to choose any subjects, and
Yeah.
we cannot even drop subjects. So either you go for bio, or you go for computer science, or you go for
For
management, right?
us, even
That's it.
we too have dropped a subject, chemistry. First I dropped and Anand followed me along the way.
Yeah, but
Wow.
So
yeah, but for us, like there is no choice to drop subjects. And even if you fail in one subject, which you personally might not like, which personally like you may not be into that much, or you do not want to pursue it in the future, even that course, if you fail, that means that your whole grade is affected, right? So why study a course that you don't even enjoy and you can't even drop, you know? So, like, there could be different examples. Like, I don't want to name any subject out because I genuinely enjoyed most of the subjects except for Nepali, you know, but I respect Nepali for what it is, you know. I mean, I see the reason why it is there and why it should be there, but still, you know, I think it's the same for all the students that, you know, Nepali as a course, like, should not be taught in grade 11 and 12. But yeah, there are different reasons for it. But similarly, like comparing it with different subjects too, like why does a bios major need to study physics, you know, like in today's generation? Like before 10 or how many years ago, like bio students only had biology as their subject and they did not need to touch physics or anything, right? But today, like whoever studies bio, he or she has to study chemistry, has to study physics, and the only thing they do not have to study is computer science, which is hardly a challenge in 11 and 12, right? So, like, definitely choosing computer science in grade 11 and 12 is one of the most smartest things you could do because you could take bio as a subject later on after you go abroad or you apply for any medical field, right? There are no restrictions that you have to be a bio major pass out, you know. You could just have the knowledge for it. and like talking about the diversity of the flexibility of choosing different subjects, being able to drop courses, being able to choose courses that you would like to pursue in the future. That is one thing that is different from like American education and A levels with the whole NEB plus two thing, right? And also the whole quantity too. I think you guys had little less subjects, right? But us, like as how we did in back in like middle school and all, like eight, you only had three subjects,
Three
3.5.
right?
and a half.
Like
Because we had to
like
study English in 11 only, and three other subjects for 12. Like you can study 10 if you want, but the minimum required to graduate from high school is 3.5 credits, and you get point 0.5 credits from English, and you get 1 credit from each subject. So three.
And in plus two, like it's six without even counting like how many teachers are there for a single course. Like there's physics one, two, three, but counting all of them as one, like altogether there are like six subjects. And if you have to split it into teachers, there are probably like 10 or 12, you know? So it's crazy the number of
I
subjects that
mean,
you have to
see,
study in
yeah, the really interesting thing is that even though you study so much, you study a lot, you get when you pass out, you have nothing. You get nothing,
Yeah.
and like, see, you studied 2 whole years, and the day you finished your exams, you forget everything, and there is no practical thing that you
Yeah.
gained out of it. Is a really concerning thing because studying more is not equal to being effective, or studying
Yeah,
more is never equal to.
we should
Yeah,
ask like this:
definitely.
a big why to education minister. Big
Yeah, see, like
why.
even I like studied the same single topic for more than 50 times. But if someone comes up to me and asks like, "Hey, what is the milkman oil drop experiment or what is the Young's double slit experiment?" I'd be like, what is that? Like, did I even learn that, at this point? Because I don't know anything about it, although I had learned everything, right?
Yeah,
So one of the key differences that I feel here is that you study less subjects, but you are more focused on it. So I feel
exactly.
like the more the memory retention, right? I think it's more
This
here
again, this
compared
was
to,
the master of all our like Jack. What was that? I don't know
I mean,
the
yeah,
sentence. Yeah,
yeah,
but the
Chris.
thing is like if you
Jack
give
of
me
all.
a
Or what?
calculus problem after like 4 years, I think I could probably do it based on the education that I learned here. I feel like that it's that much of a difference between NEB and here. And yeah, the main shock that I experienced was the sheer number of subjects that I had to study in a single day in Nepal. And like at this point, I cannot believe that I used to manage to I managed to be able to do that. Like it's a really tough task, and I feel for all the plus two students out there. Like I was in their place at one point, and in this day and age, I mean, like today, like I cannot imagine I was, how I was able to manage everything. Yeah, I think that those are the main key differences now.
Yeah,
But like, I have got a concerning opinion or like concerning point about the education system and the differences that we feel like. So what I would say is like none of us have been like doing international studies from since the like lower grade, right? So like we all have the same background till 10th. So so what I would say is like we are doing the best combination till now. So like we have done the education system from Nepal till 10th, which was too much to handle. And then like that's why we were like we're ahead of the international students, like international education system by then. And then when we changed our like curriculum to the A levels or like whatever universities out there, so it gets easy for us because like we know we have already been like loaded a lot of stuff at a single time and single year. And then like even for our math is complex for even school. Our math is super complex, what we learn in school was what we learn in A levels. So basically for the optional math was it is what it is. So I think we feel easy because we have already gone through everything that they're teaching in the like higher levels. So
Yeah.
cheers to that, but like I think we can go easy on that too. So if you can just like divide everything and then like go with each one at a time, we can even do better, I guess. And then like the freedom to choose subjects should be there in NAV too, because like it's about the education. And then I think we can even get more like excellent student in NAV too, because there are some good students too. I won't like I won't blame every single NAV student as a like as a like group
Okay,
of donkey or
stop.
a group of sheep. Yeah.
See,
So
What is the
see,
hate for, man?
I actually stop, mate.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ananda knows better, but still.
What is the hate, man? See, one of the like another thing that US implements, which the Nepali education system doesn't implement, is we have like weekly quizzes, man. We have weekly quizzes, and then we have
Yeah.
exams every
Same.
3 weeks. So like continuous exams, continuous quizzes, and continue like uh, in a sense, like we are able to revise the things that we learned time and again, so it never goes off our memory, and it comes back and again, it comes back, and until it stays there permanently, like that's what quizzes and the whole exams make us do. So I feel like that is a really good practical approach to how you should take your education, because in Nepal it's like first term, second term, third term over, like in plus two, right? So instead of that, I think like having weekly quizzes or tests to, continuously like remind your brain of the thing that you have learned, I think that's a better approach.
I mean, yeah, but like there is a problem, So, coming back from all the things we discussed, first, what I feel like is there is no problem with the school, studies in Nepal. I would say, like, yeah, there is a problem because there is a problem in school as well, the way they teach, the way the teaching learning process. Gets carried out there, but like it's like it doesn't have as much of a impact as the education system of plus two or like the bachelor's in Nepal. So like the most immediate
Yeah.
action could be taken in high school and the university instead of school, because school, I guess, yeah, as Himal said, I agree
That
that
is good.
that we are so pressurized. We've been so pressurized for since the early age. We are playing on difficulty level hard,
Cool.
and then we come to A levels, and
So
it's like
yeah,
difficulty level is
easy.
easy or medium. But the catch is that some people actually try to misuse that try to underestimate the difficulty level, saying that, oh, it's easy, you don't need to study, because
Yeah.
as Nepali students, we are
Nonsense.
we have been non-stop forced by teachers to study, right? We don't study on our own unless someone asks us to bring homework, unless someone asks us to bring notebooks, unless we have been shown fear of, we don't study, right? So that's the problem. In A levels, nobody forces you for anything, and that's the
And
freedom you
then like
get. But
whenever there is no pressure, and then you will like get some pressure for yourself, like
yeah.
why there is no pressure on me, like why no one is like interested on me, why no one is forcing me to study, and that big question lead you to study for yourself.
So some people actually study by themselves voluntarily, I'd say, and some people don't. And the people who don't, they end up studying A levels for 5 years or so. So that's the neat part as well. You need to consider, because you cannot pass A levels by cheating, by your college buying the center and
Which
all.
all,
The good thing of plus two is
yeah,
that at least you pass no matter what. There is no way you will fail and fail and fail in plus two. You will definitely pass. But the problem with A levels is that you
it's
cannot
not like
pass
in
unless
like
you
plus
study.
two, like
No one is going to
the
come and
college
save
from
you.
the no, it's like it's not like any way, like the particular college will perform well. Like
Yeah.
KMC, they will always perform well. What the fuck, man? Like there should be some student, like not all students are same. So how is this possible? Like as I like get to know from my friends who studied there, so like it's like they tried their best to like make a student capable. If they are not able, they will just forcefully like pressurize them to memorize the stuff, or like, and even if it won't work, they will just go and buy the center. That's it.
I
Fuck
mean, you
off.
can
And then
take your phone
easy
in plus
peasy.
two exam and like just copy. Your teacher will send you
Yeah.
the answer sheet.
Even
I've seen those cases as well. So, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
but
even
it's
more
not.
interesting thing, even darker side of plus two is that not only buying the centers, colleges can buy results as well. So, one of my uncle, uh, gave exams like it was back in the day, it was a lot of years back then. He only did 29 marks question. He only attempted 29 marks questions. You needed 32 marks to pass. He only attempted 29 marks, but he got 40 something marks in the result. So it is what it is. That's the beauty of plus two, you can like the college will go so far to buy you grades, buy you centers, give you cheers and everything, that
And
that
then
that
yeah, and then but still, I would say, guys, if you're serious for your future, if you're like serious for yourself, work for yourself. But I have seen a lot of cases. I don't know about Chris because Chris was with us. That's why he's exception even in plus two. So other than Chris, the outstanding students like who moved abroad, they really sucks, man. And then I was like the reason. So I would say like the grade of mine in A levels is not good, but I'm really performing well here because it's not a big deal for me. It's like why easy peasy? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can even do in 2 hours. I know how to study by myself. I know how to study for for myself. So it's basically easy. And then I never complain university for not having a proper classes or not having a regular classes because I enjoy.
I mean
I will
the
save some time to go
everything
uni and then stuff. I
everything
have a
uni
syllabus. Yeah.
yeah, everything uni gives you is freedom and a degree. So that's the most you can ask from a uni. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
And
They just
yeah, I
give you
mean
the
you
name
can make
to
connections.
get
Yeah,
pulled out over there after
that's
you
a great
graduate.
addition.
They just provide you a name, I guess.
Yeah. So
Graduated from Harvard University, graduated from the New Orleans
I mean
University, or
the Ivy League are a different
graduated
thing, I'd
from
say.
the
In Ivy League, I did some research on the Ivy Leagues, and yeah, they truly have really spectacular and up-to-date courses. Because in Stanford, you literally have a module of bug bounty, and if you have found a real world bug reported a real world bug, you literally get credits for that as well. So that's the sort of latest and up-to-date course that one needs to stay in touch with what's going on in out there,
yeah, I would say
because like you're
yeah.
getting
In about take this, yeah,
you're getting a module. It's a new thing. Bug bounty is a new thing. It only started in like 2010 or 12 by Facebook, I guess. Yeah, in 12, Facebook, Google, and they've got a course on that, and they give you the college credits for finding security issues by real world security issues, right? That's the most practical knowledge one can strive for. So it was really fascinating. Yeah, Ivy Leagues, I would say, are a bit of a different
yeah.
thing.
Then I would say for the student who are pursuing their further studies in abroad, it's we have a really advantage compared to other student if you're really serious, because tutor here and the professor here are really good. If you are something else, if you're outstanding among the crowd, not in terms of grades, in terms of overall personal everything, activities or engagement in the classes or other stuff, it's really easy for you. They really helps you a lot, and then it's not
Yeah,
like in
and
Nepal, there is no such thing as a nepotism. His
I
favorite
mean,
student or and
in
even
Nepal, even teachers are there because they had a hard time finding jobs. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, all the tutors that I have in my college, they either want to go. Uh, there's no either. All of them want to go abroad and do something. And they're at the college just because they want something. They want to do something while they're working on themselves or something.
yeah,
yeah,
they're
and
just
the professors
basically
here,
earning some money while
Yeah, it's like
spending their
side
time
hustling or
working
something.
on themselves. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. See, and the professors here, like they are so kind and genuine. Like you just can't believe it. Like the all the professors that I've talked to, they really motivate you. They really try to keep you engaged in what they are trying to teach, and they always want active participation, and they always favor us Asian students because we are always willing to, partake in research and all. And the other day, I had discussion with my professor, and we were talking about how even like you are getting paid to do research, right? Like the Thomas Scholar that I'm doing, you're getting paid 15 hours. I mean, you're getting paid $15 every hour to do research, which ultimately adds to your portfolio, right? So it's good for you. But still, like people don't know about it, or like they do not want to take part in it, but no one reaches out to them. So even the professors are sad. It's not like there is any competition that they are not able to get. Like my professor that I worked with, like I wrote a long ass thing just to like stand out among the all the people who would apply for that professor, but it looks like I was the only one, and for the past 4 years no one has ever applied to that professor, like even the other professors, right? So like the students are so much so much lacking in that department that they do not want to go out of their comfort zone
And
and
then,
you
like,
know
yeah, I have got an additional point, Chris. Let me interrupt for a while. So, and then is even I would ask question to even people like they move out to US because those who move to US should be the genuine student for study purpose, I guess. Because in Australia it's different. Australia is different, and then like if people are like traveling to US for study purpose, and why like they are not interested in this stuff? That's my question. Like, because as you're there and you're free, and then you have nothing to do, you're interested in everything, right? So you're actively engaging in every single thing that you can. So
I
that's a
mean,
good thing.
the problem is that people want money, so you cannot get. I mean, if instead of doing 10-hour research and all in the college, if Chris would go out there and try to, do some cast work, he would earn a lot more money, right? So that's the problem.
So I would say like it's actually a better option to do as a uh, research worker because it will eventually help you in future in a career perspective too. If you go and
Yeah,
work in
but
work
if
station, gas
if
station or
everybody
other stuff, you
if
will
ever
only earn money for certain time and stuff, and mm, yeah, boom.
if
It's
everybody
like
thought that way, the world would be a different place, man. I mean, not
yeah,
everyone
it will
thinks
be
the same
hard for
way.
us. That's why, come on, we should not motivate others. It will be hard for us to survive. So yeah, that's being said, I will give mic to the Chris to continue. Yeah.
but yeah,
So
I mean
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, like Ananda said. So that's why like the competition here is super easy, man. So
I
in
mean, yeah,
Australia there is no
in Herald
competition.
College there is a bigger competition, man. Yeah, people are like, yeah, I'm gonna hit 90, I'm gonna hit 88, I'm gonna. Well,
So
there was a dude who hit 96 in one of the subjects, and yeah.
so like the main reason why there is no competition is like almost majority of people studying in university are from like they are from international student background. So like they have to earn for themselves. Most of them, not all of them. So
Yeah,
due to that, even though students who have interest in education, like they like by time by some certain percentage they fade away, and then like they're lost. They get into the money stuff, and like hourly, yeah, I work 40 hours, I earn $1,000, and then like they got lost in the money trap. And the other stuff, like why, like my question is Aussie peoples, right? So it's easy for Aussie to study here. It's super cheap for them, but it's still the reason is like we Asians should be proud. Like our parents always help us for our stuff, right? So even though when I came here, all of the expenses were done by my parents. So for the not, I would not say all of them, but like I have got some people, some of friends of mine in workplace. So I asked them like, why you're not going to uni? You have already done your high school. It's like my mom is not supporting me with financial, even though they are working. They do not want to spend all their money on uni, right? Because they are only 17 or 18, so they want to enjoy their life too. But like, and then it's not that big amount for them to pay their child's like education fees and all. So
yeah,
parents are not supportive. That's why like and then they choose money over. studies and all, and they choose short pathways like electrician, plumber, and then like some 16, 18, 18 months course plans, and then they directly get into the technical work stuff. And then that's why it's super easy. But like there are some Aussie who have like a lot of free time, and it's cheap for them. So they are really good in studies. Like they are damn serious. And then other thing is like they're almost age of 30 or 35, and then like they realize that they have to study, and then they just get back to uni, and they're doing their best to compete with us, the youngsters, you know. So
Yeah,
that's what I would like to add.
and
Yeah,
like
Chris, you can
all the
continue now.
students going abroad, right? Uh, I feel like there are only two categories of people who come back. Either they earn a whole lot of money so that they continue their education ahead, or else they come here broke. Like they use up all their money, they have nothing left, so they come back to Nepal. I feel like those are the two kind of people, and there's no one in between. So either he earns a lot and he wants to save it up or something, but he comes back, or else like he loses everything and he comes back. I've seen both kind of people. So like all these students who are trying to like apply here, just keep in mind that just because you are getting paid more for hourly work doesn't mean that it's gonna save up. It's up to you whether you save it up
Yeah,
or
that's
whether you.
that's what I say. Like with my other friends, like not I don't know if they're friends, some other random Nepalese, you know. Like the only thing that like people compare in Australia is like how many hours you're working, how many money you're earning, and then like they never compare you with in terms of knowledge or like how hard work you're putting on your education, right? And then like they're basically comparing you, and then like they will try to motivate you to work more, and they will try to even work more than they're working. And then like I would say, uh, I'm surviving for the amount of work that I'm doing, and then I can look up from my uni fees, and then I can look up from my expenses, and then I can even study with that workload. Then why should I earn more than you? That's my question. And then like the people who motivate to earn more are like they basically they just went to the uni for the sake of attendance, and for they join uni because uni have no attendance module. They are not strict on attendance, and they just buy like assignment, and then they got passed, you know. And then like whenever like someone asks cross question, they have nothing to do. And then after, and they are the people who will say once their studies are done, they will say, ah, there is nothing to do here, we will work for the working visa and get back home with a lot of money. N- And then there is a difference, my friend. You're earning $10,000 more in working like uni days, but I will earn 50,000 more in working visa days. So that's the difference. And eventually, I will win and surpass you guys. That's my deal, you know. Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the
And there are
mindset.
hardly, yeah,
So
like there are
yeah,
hardly
that's what
students.
they said. And then like I
Mhm.
and then like I st- I try to reserve myself nowadays because I don't want to share myself to other. Like I don't want people to know me, you know. So I always fake my identity, you know. The way I show myself to the public is not the actual me. So I will go, ah, it's you, bro. We have to work. Hey, this week I've been working 80 fucking hours, and then like, yeah, and then like back home I've been doing other stuff like so. It is what it is. What I would like to say to the people like staying in Australia is like go for long run, guys. Like don't look around your close one or like the circle you're living. Because like if someone is earning a good amount than you, they are like working their ass off. You have to compare the workload too. And then like what they gain is nothing. They will get the like they will get physically weak, and by time they will reduce the workload, and they will get back home, or like they will choose other option to stay here longer. Like they will get more studies and studies like bachelor's, master's, double master's, triple master's, bachelor's, and paying uni fees, and then working their ass off to save some money. And that's not a big deal. So that's the majority of the people. If you want to be majority, I don't care. Like, but if you want to stand out like me, and then so you should follow me. Just take this podcast, and then you're good to go. So that's being said, yeah, we should move
One
forward.
one big question to you, like, yeah. So like would you would you pay a whole amount of money and study A levels, or would you pay cheap and study plus two? And like, does it really matter at,
I would
like at the
say
stage that you are
so.
in, right? At like, suppose you are in Australia, I'm in US, Ananda is doing his work, in the stages that you are in, do you think that your grades really matter or your curriculum really mattered or affected you in any way? Like, do you ever regret like, if I studied plus two, I could have saved up a lot of money for my parents, and even at
So
the same time I could be still here, kind of
so
like
for
that.
me, like I have a concern. So it's about Chris. That's why I just talk about the long term trade, right? So
Yeah,
it's about like what A levels help us. It's not about the education. It's not about the money. It's not about the like the big certificates that like we get from the UK.
It's about the
It's about like
mindset.
what journey. Yeah, it's about the mindset and it's about the you know it's fucking cool. Like what I have learned from A levels is no one can take away, and no one can teach me with the certain amount of money. And then like I would like to say one additional point. I don't know about Ananda, but for me, like I skipped one unit, which is worth $3,500, right? So I skipped that unit because of A level. So basically, that's is like trade. It's
Circle of
equal trade in
life
terms
is
of
coming
money.
back, the money you
Yeah,
invested.
it's coming back.
Yeah,
And then I
so
never regretted doing A levels.
I think it's more. I believe it's more about mindset because see, if you ask me any questions of A levels that any questions that I studied during A levels, I'll be the same. I don't know. I need to look it up. I need to actually see some examples. I need to get that memory back. I need to recall. But it's not about the content you memorized or the content you. I mean, it is it's still a lot better than memorizing because I understood it. So it doesn't take me more than 5 minutes to
So,
get the thing that
yeah,
I
you can
knew back
easily
then.
recap everything,
Yeah,
Chris.
I
Yeah.
can recap in like 10 minutes about the if you ask me about certain topic. But even that's not the main point. The main point is that it's about the mindset and the way you study and how you should be self-studying instead of relying on your teachers or tutors to fully spoon feed you, because there's no spoon feeding in A levels. You gotta
Chris,
do your own
I would
research.
ask you one question. So, like, if you go and ask like student from both background, plus two and A levels, and having a bad grade, so like you would say like the plus two one would say like our teacher was bad, and then like our teacher like skip the classes for ourselves. We can't do these and that, and then
yeah,
if teacher are like not being serious, but for us, like if you're getting a good grades, you're getting on your own. If you're getting a bad grades, you're getting on your own. There is no one to blame. There is just a college
yeah,
and then teachers to help you out if you're really stuck or like if you're really having a like bad time. But
yeah.
other than that, like we only had teachers, we only took help from teacher for the 11th grade. I would
Yeah.
say after
Yeah,
that
there.
we would seek them if we need. Other
I
than
mean,
that, who cares?
yeah, I mean, when I gave the first online exam of A levels, I literally studied the plus two way. I Google notes, A level notes, and to memorize all the definitions and all and everything. And when I looked at the questions, it was literally uh, it was physics exam and it was mathematical equation that we got to
Logical.
solve. It was logical question, and I was like blown away. I had studied all the definitions and all, and what the hell is this? I don't know shit about this. And that's what my first
So in
first shocking
the
moment was on the difference between the way you study till 10th and then when you come to A levels.
The
the
big,
beauty
like
of
one of
A
the
level is
biggest.
like so for plus two you have to be like you have to give this same exact answer as it was written in book or like so you should get the definition exact, right? You can make your own definition from the concept. So, but for A levels, you can like the checker should know that you know the concept. The handwriting doesn't matter. The word choice that you choose doesn't matter. You can even like in definition, you can just leave the equation and they will give you the full marks
Yeah, but like,
if it's
see, like
correct.
I'm not against A levels or anything, and one of
You
the
can't.
biggest miscon one of the biggest misconceptions about plus two students is that they hate A levels, which is not exactly the case. The only see, I always used to think A levels is cool, and to this day, I mean, it is cool, and I always used to think it was cool, and I even applied for A levels, man. I got admission into Mightygar too for A levels, but what I did was I didn't go opt in because I didn't have the sufficient funds for it, right? And the like every student who graduates their SEE, right? They all every one of them thinks that A levels is cool. Like there's always this hype that oh, you're not gonna study A levels or something. And even I was among the crowd, right? The only thing that affects people at that point is the financial thing. That since A levels is like 3 or 4 times more expensive than plus two, so for obvious reasons, like
But
they
like
would prefer going to plus two
I
over it.
have I have I have
And
a like I have a concern.
like
So I
yeah,
would like to
but
introduce
before that,
you for
like
a while.
one question to you guys, like you guys did say that it's more about the way you approach your problem solving skills that you learned from your A levels, right? But like, is that enough
Yeah.
of a
So
reason to convince Nepalese parents to like study A levels and spend all those money just so that you could improve your mindset or problem solving skills?
So it's about the long run. Like you're crafting yourself to be a diamond on A level. You can't see the instant result overnight, but
Yeah, like yeah, but students want to study A levels, yeah, but their parents are the ones not
like
letting them
and then
study.
there is different Chris. Like they just want to do A levels for being cool.
Yeah,
Even
that's the
for us,
problem.
like I joined A level. Yeah, I joined A level for the sake of not reading Nepali. I'm tired of reading Nepali. I don't want Nepali further. I don't want to write in Nepali. I don't want to read in Nepal. I don't want Nepali subject in general. But like when we get there, we change. Like time changes, people changes. So
Yeah.
I mean, Chris, so to answer your question, I think first of all, if you're studying
those
in like rich ass college like global, I don't know how expensive St. Xavier's is, but like if you
no,
study
no,
in
no.
college
I
like
would say Ananda.
global,
I have got examples too. So like, I have got friends. Like, I asked them to join A levels with us, and then they were like, "No, this is expensive." And then like they went to KMC, and then like they pays more bill than us. Like, they
yeah.
paid more bill than
So
us
if you study college
in
like
total
KMC
out of
global,
2 years.
you eventually end up spending
So
more money than
if
A
you're
levels.
going, if you're going random colleges, like if you're going to the normal colleges in Kathmandu, like Orient, or I think Orient is also expensive. I don't know. So like other colleges. So even Southwestern is pretty expensive, right? So for the A levels and school, my brother's fees was more expensive than my A levels exam fee and college fee, and he was in
Yeah.
8th or 9th or 10th grade. So
I,
it's not about money. Basically, Nepali parents are like they are ready to buy grades.
I mean,
So
it's not about
they spend a
it's
lot of
not.
money for
So
the sake
there
of
there's
good
a connection.
results.
Actually, there is just studying A level doesn't make you cool or doesn't make you automatically, get this mindset. This is the way you study because unless the student is really willing to study, nobody can do a shit. Because if the student isn't willing to study in plus two, the teachers can force it to you. The teachers can buy grades, the teacher can buy a center and all and make you pass. But that's not the case with A level, and I would say that's a downside for
I
the
have
students who
even
don't study
seen like
because
a
if you don't
I've
have that,
even seen
you
math
know.
teacher solving problem in exam and then ask student to please copy that for me to pass you guys so that you guys can pass. I have even seen
I
that.
mean, for if the student doesn't have that drive, it's helpless. No one can do anything, right? So just because as Himal said, like yeah, you asked them to join A levels, but I would say it was a good thing that I don't know who you're talking about, but maybe it's a good thing they joined plus two because if you are not really willing to study or willing to put in the hours or you don't know the way to study and you expect everyone to spoon feed
Yeah,
you
and
like the way
then
you did, what they did in till class 10, then it's going to be really problematic and you will end up, you'll be wasting years for nothing. So I think if you are really mentally
fees and
prepared,
money.
yeah, if you are really, if you really want to study and if you're really mentally prepared for all the challenges you might face, then A level is a better option. Then plus two, in terms of the practical knowledge you'll be gaining, the mindset you'll have. But if you just want to, just you just want to pass, then I would definitely suggest plus two.
So, like the whole monetary problem, right? The financial issue probably could be around my circle or the whole St. Xavier's thing because St. Xavier's is a really, really cheap school. So, like, since it's more about
Yeah,
social
but getting
service and
there is hard
charity and
to
all,
break. Like not
huh?
every single one can join Saint Xavier's.
I mean,
There's a catch too.
I mean, I would rank like the students studying plus two St. Xavier's on a bit higher level than random ass, A level, failed students,
Yeah, I
because
would say like
yeah, it's the
like
quality of
it is
education
different. Like
because yeah,
eligible, Saint Xavier's plus two, and then plus two fees. So you're good to go. You're
yeah.
on the safe side. You know, so you're not an ordinary plus two.
Because I mean,
See, I would say like
I don't see colleges like
our
KMC
schools
and
must,
Global the same
yeah,
way I do for St. Xavier's because St. Xavier's is truly about the quality education. So yeah, it is a different
Yeah.
circumstance. And yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
As a student of St. Xavier's, I disagree, right? But yeah, I mean,
really?
like in the outsider world,
I mean, that's the image of
I
St.
would,
Xavier's around us,
Yeah.
around non-St.
I would
Xavier's or
definitely,
whatever.
if it comes to education, I would definitely pick any other college except St. Xavier's because, like, the quality of education is not like how you think it is. But besides, like in other
I
aspects,
mean,
like ECAs and everything,
yeah,
right?
exactly. That,
Like,
that 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 was my point as well. Like you guys do go for social services. You guys have,
yeah,
um, you guys have, language classes or whatever. You guys have vocabs and all. That eventually makes you a better
yeah.
student, right?
Like, if you want to be versatile in everything, then yes, St. Xavier's is a great, really good choice. But if you want to be a master of one's physics or chemistry or any other
I
curriculum
mean, yeah.
subjects, like yeah, like at the end of the day, it comes down to the teacher that teaches you too, right? And the teachers are constantly changing. So, like, a teacher who taught like 10 years ago could be one of the greatest teachers, but the teacher who taught me probably might not be. I mean, it changes according to time, but as an outsider, through an outsider's perspective, the way people view St. Xavier's is like completely different than what we students view
I
St.
mean,
Xavier's as. I mean, it's the same for every college, right? So, like, everyone would agree with it.
Yeah, it's like when people are like people found Nami cool, but like
Yeah.
for us, Nami is just a random other college. So
I
just
didn't
a
even
normal
know
college.
Nami was
But like
like people knew about Nami College. I thought it was just
yeah,
a
I see.
random
So
college.
whenever people ask me about my education background, I would say yeah, Nami college, and the other sentence that I will say is like, yeah, I know that you don't know my college, and then I've barely seen anyone like who says like Nami college, that one, that no one. If you say
Yeah.
KMC, yeah, which one? Bagh Bazaar or Lalitpur or this one, that one, that one. So there's a
Yeah,
difference.
yeah, it definitely was a really interesting talk on, the different ways, I mean, the different ways to teach in, the Western side of the world or whatever, and here in Nepal. And yeah, there are definitely things that needs to be improved, and a lot of things
But
actually.
like the
But
way Western people try to crack the logical stuff is quite boring, So like how we do math and like logical stuff is like quite easy, just straightforward. Like we're a lot smarter in these stuff compared to Western country or like Western system. So I have
see,
seen like so they're trying to teach some basic conversion, and then like they're trying really really hard, like even in my
I
college
mean,
and uni. So
maybe the
they're
problem is the teacher because you cannot really
yeah,
generalize,
the
right?
problem is teacher.
Yeah.
Problem is
So we cannot
teacher.
generalize
But like
that specific part
yeah,
because
but like we have got a great teacher. They have been teaching in YouTube. They are from the Western countries too. So no offense to that. But like yeah, I think they were Indian, so no worries. Yeah, makes sense.
I
They
mean,
were
yeah.
they were like either Indian, Bangladeshi, or Pakistani. I've never seen Nepali teacher
I
here.
mean, Chris got a tutor, Nepal tutor, right?
I have seen,
Yeah,
I mean,
you.
not exactly a professor, but still a tutor.
Yeah, Chris had some chukoni with the tutor and all, so yeah, definitely
Hey,
a good
Thomas.
thing for him. And yeah, so this was definitely an interesting talk. Anything you guys want to add on, plus two versus A levels or like the uni? So one thing that we really lack here is the TU, University Education of Nepal. This is something we didn't get to discuss because
This is like it's
nobody
like
of us
you
have that
join
experience. I think
you you
that's the
went to
biggest
TU
shithole.
and then
I
like
mean, so in terms of
yeah.
shitholeness, there is up to 10 class, the secondary school, and then plus two is a lot more shithole than 10 class, and then there comes the uni TU is the biggest shithole because they cannot even make exams in time, man. How do you expect them to teach you stuff and make you prepare for the
Like,
real
like,
world?
at least get the questions ready, like you don't need to even check. Get the questions ready, man,
At least be on
Like
time, man.
students are
Why are you expecting students to
like,
be punctual or whatever, and you yourself are late
It's like
by years?
I have seen people, like I have seen people like they were giving exam for the 2021, but like they were using the paper of 2022. Like they're giving exam of 2021 in 2022, and the paper says it is the exam for 2021, but like they're doing it in 2022. So it's like the whole
yeah,
fiscal year is already changed, and like they're like slowly changing to
They're
others.
in the
So
past.
if this if they say like 4 years course, it should be most probably 6 years
Yeah, 5 years
with
minimum.
I've
exams and
seen
results and
students
all.
I've
Yeah.
seen TU students were sad not because they failed their exams, but because they could not give their exams, because the exams are not
I
ready.
mean, you could fail a lot of times and pass way before in other colleges or other unis than in TU,
Yeah, man, we really need a TU man.
Yeah, I mean, so I actually,
Whoa, what is Herald College's curriculum?
Herald is UK
there's
affiliated,
nothing. I
so
I, I wonder, like, Herald is not even a college, man. I mean, there is nothing they teach. If it's like something that they teach in every uni in UK, I'm not sure why UK is famous for, quality education because
Hmm.
no
there's
quality
nothing they
education. It's
teach,
about
man.
the people abroad, man, abroad. It's about
Some,
the abroad stuff. And then like I will rank UK in negative. UK is really top seat.
I mean, see,
So there
there,
probably is, um,
yeah, Chris.
yeah,
I mean, there is
yeah.
nothing, like so in the first year they taught us basic math, basic programming. They taught us Python, they taught us Java, they taught us basic maths as well to prepare us for the
What
AI.
they what
And
what they taught me in first semester on Python was like print hello world
yeah,
and
exactly.
using if loop, and then we have already done all this stuff in grade 8.
I mean, it's understandable for the first year that they teach basic stuff because there might be students from non-computer background as well. Maybe someone who studied bio in plus two wanted to study computer science, so you need basics, right, on the first year. But on second year as well, they are still teaching basics. They're still teaching over the same thing that they taught in the first year. So it's it's kind of, I mean, what would you expect from a college, right? So yeah, I don't have any complaints. At least they don't keep me like from morning 6 a.m. to day 2 p.m. or something in the college. So
Is it more like an A levels experience or like your SEE grade 10 experience?
I mean, with this course, with this stuff, I would have passed it even if I hadn't studied at all. If I had no prior, if I had skipped directly from class 10 to, bachelor's, I would have easily gotten through this because there's nothing, man. There's nothing, there's not enough content even to judge like whether it's good or bad.
See, there is the plus two thing that there is a lot of content that you have to study, and then there is the A levels thing where the contents are very complex. There are a few contents, but they
But
are really
complex.
advanced and
Yeah.
things,
So
And
like
then there is the Herald College curriculum where there's nothing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Like you just gotta do one project at the end of the semester, and you gotta give an exam, a mid-semester exam, MCQ. That's it. You're good to go.
I think it's also because we are like university students and like university tends to be more liberal with these kind of things. Like even in the high schools here, like what I have heard is like students are like they have more subjects, they are more focused on their studies, and after they come to universities they are more liberal, they are free to do whatever they want, you know. So I feel like the university thing is not as tough as how high schools used to be like everywhere around the world, you know.
Yeah, definitely makes
Yeah,
sense
That's
because
the
university is
reason.
more
like
to
up
like
to
find yourself and then like get into your interest. So
up
for the foreigners,
yeah,
I
up
guess.
to high school it's like basic knowledge. You need to study everything that everyone else is studying. You need to have general knowledge, but from uni it gets different, and you need to have a specialized knowledge, and
Yeah.
yeah, you need more of your own time than the college. And at that point you're an adult, so you know you gotta study, you gotta do research and all. So yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could be a reason.
Yeah, the freedom part
Like
should be
after,
given because you cannot expect to keep students all day like they doing the TU, because then
yeah.
you have students who learn nothing eventually. Because I mean there's only so much you can teach certain adults by keeping them inside a room.
Yeah, and
Like,
you cannot even like spoon feed adults at this point too, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
it's upon the individual to choose their career or anything, you
yeah,
know,
like
the courses that they want
they're
to
they
take.
are
So it's
free to inspire, but like they are not free to spoon feed, you know. They
yeah,
are free to
yeah,
inspire. Like they should obviously inspire young people to like do something crazy, like find their interest and like get into their own field and do something really good. But like they can be forceful. Yeah, go do this today, do this tomorrow, do this day after tomorrow, and then do this for years and years and years.
yeah.
So you can be like that. You can be mean, you know. So it is what it is, guys. But it's still like for foreigners, there is nothing about the age stuff, you know. Like for us, like we're doing like our uni before 20s. For Ananda and me, we're doing it by before 20. So by 20, I'm almost done with my first year. So I don't know about the Chris. So he should be done with his first year by his mid 20. So Chris is also a foreigner, you know. So like I have a teacher,
third year
I have a
student,
lady
man.
teacher who used to teach me English, and then like she started her uni after her like 45 or 50, and then she was teaching there after she graduated and everything, stuff like that. You know, you will never know when people will get serious, you know. She completed her everything, like she completed her parenting stuff and everything, and then she is serious into herself, and then like she went to uni. She just did what we are doing right now. She she studied with the young ones, and then like she did good, and then like she started teaching as a profession, and she's really a chill teacher.
Nice.
Do you have like those kind of students too? Like in my college, they are like 60-year-old uncles and aunties who are coming to get their degrees, and it's
Yeah,
really fun talking with them.
I mean, what's the point? Why do they want to get the degree? Is it because they want it before they die, or they still want to advance their
Yeah,
career?
it's
no,
probably
no.
like
It's
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 probably not
no,
because they
Ananda.
want to
It's
get
not
a
like
good
you will
job.
do
It's
retire by
probably
the age of 60 in foreign. Like you will work until or unless you can. You know, until or unless you're unable to work, you have to work. So
I
it's
think it's
not
more
like
about
they.
the yeah. Yeah, I think it's more about the whole respect that you get
Interest.
that you have a degree too. Like it's not always about the job too. Like some of the uh, old people that I talk to, like their sole reason for coming to university is so that they have a proof that they graduated and they could be happy, or you know, their whenever their grandsons or granddaughters could be asking them whether they have completed a degree, and yeah, like yeah, I did complete my degree, so it could be a form of proof or a form of respect that you
Yeah.
could get out.
I mean, I would not want to spend my 3 years,
Yeah,
3 or 4 years in university just to get that respect at the age of 60 or 70. But yeah, it's an interesting thing because here in especially in Nepal and all, once people reach certain age, they're like, okay, my mental capacity won't give me the degree or
Yeah,
whatever. And I mean the freedom, like imagine someone, at the age of 40 or 50 going to the TU University and trying to get a degree. I mean, staying there for 6 to 2 and stuff like that. That's also one part of the problem, right?
that is pretty useless, man. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt, that's pretty useless. So,
I doubt if they take them as a student
I
or
mean,
not.
it's not to say that the foreign education system is perfect and is everything one needs to succeed in life because if I have to be honest, even that is shit because yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, I mean,
Unless you
yeah,
do your own research, unless you do your own stuff, you're not going to get anywhere. Even if you studied in the
It's not like
US or in
we're
the
like
Australia.
promoting A levels education system. We're like
Yeah.
supporting the mindset or like
Until
supporting the way
yeah.
like they make a student capable. That's the thing we're supporting about. It's not about the like what they taught or what their syllabus is.
Yeah.
Even though their syllabus is better, but still we're not talking about that in this pod.
Exactly. Until
We're
and
not.
unless you're really willing to get into it yourself, uh, it's not going to work out
You
because
can.
yeah.
do you think like Nepal is going to change in a sense like how foreign countries have changed, like how degree is not like a complete requirement for most of the jobs, and even in Nepal, like we have
And
seen some instances
The problem with Nepal is that there are no jobs, Chris, man. If they have jobs, they can think whether you need degree or not. In Nepal, there are no jobs.
we could look at some examples like our KP Ba, and all the other politicians or some people who have just graduated like grade 8 or grade 10,
Hmm.
like I mean I think they are the few rare cases where they manage
But
to
please,
succeed,
like
but in every other sector you probably need a degree to work in Nepal, right?
for
I
the
think even plus
politician
2
in
is not
Nepal,
enough
like
today.
they just got like degree for money. They will just pay someone money and then for their name they will study everything for them. Like I'm talking about the PhD stuff. Like they will pay someone money, a good amount of money, and they will do everything a PhD would do, and then like they will complete everything. He or she will only get knowledge and money, which is good,
I
yeah.
mean, the Fuksuk
Knowledge and
Wangdu
money,
in 3 years stuff, you mean?
yeah, yeah. It's it's same for the Nepali politician.
Yeah. Yeah. Could
I
you
How
check
can
mean,
you
check
even
the time,
imagine
Ananda?
like they can
Could
study?
you,
yeah,
could you check the
so
time of the protest?
yeah, it's time to wrap it up. So, yeah, I would like to add up to the politician stuff because, like, Nepal is like 100 years back when it comes to that, and it's not even worth discussing that because, the people who just passed eighth class are running the country, just because they
It's
went
like
and
it's in Nepali. Nepal ko kanun daivale janun.
yeah, but like it will
It's
take
about
it might be implemented, but in a long way. Like it's going to take a lot of time for that to happen, and we can only hope. But yeah, I think this was a really interesting discussion on the education systems and all. Ultimately, like even the foreign education system is not that good to definitely make you really ready for the real world because there are jobless degree holders, a lot of them, even in Australia or America as well. And
what
yeah,
I'll say is
it's a
like
tough time.
degree,
It's a tough time.
universities
Even
and degree
people,
are just a piece of paper,
yeah,
piece. They are just like organization who offer you a degree and then like they provide you with some kind of recognition,
yeah.
and then it's up to you to stand whether you stand or not. It's not like the people from Australia will always do great and then like people from Nepal can't do anything. It's not like that.
Yeah,
It's up to the
even
people and their mindset and their willingness.
yeah, even people with job
The
experience have been
willingness
laid
to
off.
do stuff and then everything.
Yeah, even people who have had work
Yeah.
in companies like Meta, Google have had laid off and they cannot find jobs. it's not that because they don't have the skills or they don't have the degree or whatever. Eventually it's all about, what you can bring to the table, what you can, how you can showcase that you've got what it takes to be a part of something great. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
uh,
the art of negotiation, you know.
ultimately your degree is only as good as you can be. So yeah, you cannot expect it to carry you, to place it. So yeah, it is what it is. I think we had a really interesting discussion on the education system of A levels plus two of uni as well. And yeah, definitely a fruitful conversation, guys. I really enjoyed it. Definitely, I think this was a better conversation than the Trump, the politics in the US, which you guys have no idea about, even though I'm the one who is in Nepal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is it for today's pod. I don't want to make it too long because then the views would be less. So as a host, it's my utmost priority to make sure people can enjoy the content they're watching. So I really hope people see it, and I would like to again apologize for Himal saying bad things about Plus Two. You should really ignore what Himal says most of the times, especially when I ask you to ignore it. So. Yeah. Anything you guys want to add, or should I wrap it up?
So to Ananda's,
We
we
should
should
wrap
wrap
it
it
up.
up.
All right, then. With that being said, I'd like to put this
Yeah.
back on.
So what I would say is like what I would like to pass before wrap up is like, yeah, plus two is great.
Yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Me, the host, Ananda, would like to wrap the pod up. See you in the next pod. Bye bye.